tail lights, boy. You can start my car if you want a really cool motorcycle.
So it's been a while since I've done a vlog, obviously. And let's see if it's focusing here. So that was a shot from Laguna Seca, so I went down there with Gray to go to the IMSA race, so the WeatherTech race, sponsored by McLaren. And it's been a while since I've been vlogging, but lately been busy doing a lot of stuff. So McLaren 720S McLaren. So I feel like this car, like the new Fast and Furious movie, was literally like an ad for McLaren. Their marketing, they spent so much on marketing. But this car is amazing. So, I mean, you can't blame them, right? So anyways, we're back here, Mass 2000. So I've done a couple of things lately. So one is going to be the fender vents. So I did that with Toto, aka at Kid Combo. And then I made these end plates here. So these carbon end plates, I used my old wing end plates for that wing. So some of you guys may know I had this huge like car shop flow style end plate. I ended up taking it off. So I've been trying to rub this stuff off, but it's not been coming off. Anyways, made these, and then those vents, I just sent it. I had them on my old car, and I wasn't so sure if I wanted them on this car, but Toto helped me with the placement, and it looks pretty good. Like the side view angle is really what I like, because it just flows into the fender vent, and I really want a BBK again. I should fix my Alcons. My favorite 458 720S, and I don't know if the Venador is in there. Oh, I guess the Venador got rented out, but that's that. It was playing my music. How you like my Chinese music?
No gas in the shit as usual.
I used like 4%. So the 720S has soft close doors. Was that an option on the 650?
Yeah.
So instead of having to slam the door, you can, and the handle's on the inside, and then you literally just put it down, kind of, and then it'll lock itself. So it's like a luxury car. And then we have Mark. Scar Weekly. Who'd that be?
What's up, guys? Read this.
Who is that?
Let's go.
Oh my god. So as they were coming, so as Eric and George are filming the vlog, Eric apparently put the GoPro on here, and so you can see there's a big crack right there in the windshield. Cracked it from the inside. Customer service manager. So we have Eric's stock E63S. How stock is it?
Super.
Definitely stock, right? So we're back. It's been a while since we've done a drive and chat. So let's talk about Widebody in your car, because not really a true wide body. Leo, go! So basically, even this car, it's like a lot of people consider it a full wide body, but the rear quarter panel, like I've said before in other videos, it just clips onto the original fenders and the original quarter panel. So it's basically the exact same shape, but it has the flared out part, obviously. And then with the Powerhouse Amuse, it had rivets, but on my kit I had molded the quarter panel on, so you couldn't see the rivets where there would have been rivets. So I guess you can consider it a wide body as well, but it's still kind of over fenders. But for the front on the S2000, they're usually just replacement fenders, unless you get like Circuit Garage or like the Voltex over fenders or the ASM rear over fenders. And then, so what I've learned from Storytime, obviously when you're building a car, when you buy a car, before you buy a car, you kind of envision in your mind what you want it to look like. So even this car and the Muse car, kind of envisioned it where it's like, I knew what I wanted it to look like in my head. And something that Jur said, envision it in your head first, because if you just buy the parts and just kind of put them together and then you figure out that it doesn't look good, you're just going to end up wasting a lot of money, which is true. Fortunately, I haven't really had to go through that because there's a lot of information on the internet. And then for me personally, both the wide bodies, like a lot of people have done before me, but there have been a lot of people who come to me with questions because, they think that, so you're gonna hear all the rattling from the hardtop and the hardtop brackets and stuff. And I really don't like this weather. It's just, it's getting dark early, and I don't like that. And so, a lot of people come to me asking questions about the Muse kit, about the J's kit, and then there's a couple people who have asked me questions and then went ahead and actually did the build. So shout out to Alex out in Florida. He asked me some questions, kind of helped him out a little bit with that, but his car looks on point. He has not revealed it yet, so you guys will have to wait for that. And then Richard, he did a white one down in Florida as well, so I'm Amuse, this is his Instagram handle. And his car is really, really nice too. The execution was really well done. The colorway, the choice of parts, because there are, I'm not going to be a hater. It's just, it's kind of facts where it's like your execution is not up to par. There's a couple people, you can always have the same body kits and the same body parts, but if your execution, your color matching is not good, like the way you have your color schemed out, then it kind of makes or breaks the car. And for me personally, one thing that I feel kind of breaks the car for me, this car, is going to be my rear wheel fitment, because the quarter panel isn't cut as much as I want it to be cut, which sucks. And the wheel fitment, it's just, for the Powerhouse Amuse kits, you're going to have your 18 by 10.5 plus 15 squared, and that's fine, or 18 by 10.5 plus 18. But then on this car, the fronts can be 18 by 10.5 plus 18 or 18 by 10.5 plus 15, but the backs, they have to be like 18 by 11 plus like 15 or maybe 11, because it can fit really wide wheels and tires back there. So that's the one good thing about this kit. So on the J's Racing S2000, their setup is actually a 265 35 18 in the front and a 295 35 18 in the rear. So they run a staggered setup, while the Muse car runs 265 35 all around. So when I was running 285 35 on my 18 by 10.5 plus 15 wheels on the Amuse, I actually had issues with rubbing because it was kind of a little bit too wide, and then I ended up downsizing to 265, and then that was fine. I didn't have any issues rubbing the side skirt or rubbing the fender. But with this car, I have issues with is rubbing the original quarter panel underneath the wide body because it wasn't cut enough. So I have to get to that one, one of these days. Obviously, I did the fender vents. That was easy, but I didn't feel like jacking up the car and cutting it, and because you have to tack weld it, apparently, according to Toto. And then that's just one of the things. And then obviously, like, choosing your color scheme and like the color of certain parts. Like on a lot of J's Racing wide body S2000s, you'll see that their side skirt is color matched, but I did it in black. So that kind of sets it off a little bit, sets it apart. And then another thing is, like, I did a black rear bumper with the black quarter panel. That's just something that it's kind of homage to my old car, or homage or whatever, because the old car was actually, it had a front bumper, a black front bumper at one point, and that was because it was a replica bumper. It was a replica Amuse bumper from Duraflex, because the wait for JDM parts is really long, because a lot of times they're made to order. And then the Powerhouse Amuse wide body, you know, 6 months to 8 months, and you just saw me kind of misship there because my hands like trying to talk and drive. And then with that weight, I obviously didn't want to wait, and it's expensive. It's like $2 plus for just the front bumper alone. So that's one thing with these parts. But then a lot of people, especially with S2000s, they like to mix and match parts, but then they end up going to a full wide body eventually, because say like for this car, you could, so at retail for this wide body, you could buy it somewhere around 6,000. But obviously there are people who could sell it, you know, at a discount to you, and then, you know, if you're buying like a full Voltex bumper, Voltex over fenders, Voltex diffuser, side skirts, everything, or you're mixing matching parts from J's Racing, ASM, Amuse, you know, this and that, all the work ends up, all the money you put into it ends up costing as much as like a full wide body would cost. So like a full wide body like this, you know, 6,000 for the parts. If you add up the money that you buy the bumpers and stuff, obviously if they're not replica, you're going to end up having like a very similar amount of money. And then when you do your paint and then your body work, you know, when you do it all at once, it makes it a lot easier than having to, you know, do one part at a time, because you're wasting time and money. So that's a common misconception that a lot of people have. And then a lot of times it's like, I think for me personally, I envision the wheels that I want in the color that I want on the car. So Advent GTs in semi-gloss black, I've always wanted. So C28Ns. On my old car, I really wanted bronze ones, but that was the kind of one thing where it's like, oh, I put the bronze ones on the car. I didn't like it personally. It wasn't my style. They look great, I'll admit, but it's not my personal kind of style. And that's one thing that you should go for when you're building a car. Have your own sense of style and flair included in the car, because, you know, like some people have said on story time, your car represents you. And I feel like my car is a very good representation of the things I like. You know, everyone knows I like red and black. You know, obviously the shoes I wear are usually red and black. Occasionally I'll wear a white shoe, obviously, because it just looks like clothing and fashion is another thing that I'm kind of into. But and then we go on to but yeah, like I said, your color scheme, your colorway, you know, obviously all the contrast. You know, I wanted the top half of the car to be carbon, which it all is carbon. You know, the mirrors, the hard top, the hard top, yeah, the roof, whatever. Your trunk, you know, the spoiler, and then the little duck spoiler, the K1 style spoiler. And then I wanted black on the bottom as well, so everything like the carbon front splitter, the carbon rear, the carbon diffuser, little pieces, and then the side skirts are black. So I wanted that, you know, to kind of continue and flow through the car. While a lot of people, man, the dude's just chilling. I wanna have a soft top too. I want to be able to just go top down whenever, because I didn't like convertibles until getting the S2000 here. And then the interior is still black and red, but the interior is still black and red. But I wanted red seats, but then it's just, I came across a deal I could, you know, I could basically trade my brides for Recaros. And that's another personal thing. I don't like brides very much, or Brid, or however, you know, you want to pronounce it. God, these people don't know how to drive. So Washington State has the worst drivers in, you know, in the country. Apparently, which is not wrong. I almost died yesterday. I almost died and got rear-ended because some lady didn't know what she was doing and she wanted to cut, or lady or guy, I don't know. They wanted to cut into the different exit at the last minute, like right where the center median is. Just hate it here. And then really, like, another thing is, you know, obviously besides the color and besides the parts, flow of the parts. You know, I like mix and match too. There are a couple of mix and match cars that look really good, but I kind of like keeping everything one theme. You know, I want a J's Racing Swan neck, but it's the same Swan neck apparently, but it's just the end plates are different. It's made by Voltex. and they charge like, you know, $1,000 or more over what, you know, the Voltex one would cost. Granted, I didn't get those. I didn't get the wing at full price, full retail price. But that's kind of something else. But then it's essentially very uniform. The mix and match, it really depends on what parts you go with. So for me, I personally don't like the ASM over fenders very much because they don't, you know, they don't flow very well with, you know, more aggressive parts, and they're very subtle. And then the Voltex ones are okay, but then obviously now they have the full Voltex wide body, but that kit's $30,000, which I love that kit. I want to do that kit too, you know. Instead of having, you know, a supercar, I want to have like 5 S2000s, which is ridiculous, but now you kind of know how much I love S2000s. And the Arvo, the new Arvo kit looks great as well. So I know there's someone here in the US that did the Arvo kit. So the green Arvo with the Voltex front bumper and the quad canards, there's some custom parts on it because I couldn't figure out what parts they were. And until recently I didn't really find out until that it was the Arvo kit itself. And then with that, you know, it's kind of, that one's a mix and match, but everything kind of flows really well. Like the way the side skirts are put on and incorporate into the rear quarter panel, it's amazing. So designing, you know, aesthetics is something that I really look to, because I feel like that's what's the most important. Stop and go traffic. And so really, if you're looking to, you know, do a wide body, you know, envision it, think of it in your head, or even look at other people's cars, like what parts do you want to put together, and then, you know, kind of color scheme that you like. Granted, if, you know, like I said before, do what makes you happy. If it's something that you enjoy and you want, that's all that matters. Don't, just because someone like me doesn't like your car, you know, that's just my personal opinion, you know, versus yours. So, you know, you might not like my car, and that's fine, you know, but that doesn't really matter to me. And my opinion shouldn't matter to you unless you think that I have good aesthetics and good opinion, and that, you know, you'll listen to me and listen to what I say and tell you to do. I hope this spot is not full of cars, so I can stop and talk. And then obviously driving a wide body car, and you know, it's kind of I daily drive a wide body car, so that's why when I'm driving other cars like supercars and stuff, I'm not very flustered because I'm so used to like the wide dimensions on the car. So like I said before, like the top of the car is all carbon, so this is black, but you know, the fins are carbon, the mirrors are carbon, the hardtop's carbon, and then the trunk, which is obviously faded. So I've had these parts for about, you know, 5 years now. So I mean, granted that they're faded, it's kind of normal. And then the rear black, so everything kind of just flows in and ties in, and then like it goes back around the bottom. Black wheels, black side skirt. So this is the side skirt portion I was talking about, where a lot of people do this in the same color. So I've seen someone in Japan who's done this part all the way black, which I don't like the look of, but just the black side skirt, the bottom portion, just like the Muse car. So I did that on the Muse car as well, which a lot of people don't do on their Muse cars. And then obviously the carbon tying back up to the front. And then so those vents, I'm not sure if I really liked or not, but I just kind of sent it because what, I'm cutting up a J's racing wide body, so what? But everything kind of flows. The vents flow a lot better with this car more so than the old car. So, because the old car, the fenders were shaped differently. The Muse fenders are kind of, they just kind of slope downward, while these kind of stick out and are a little bit more aggressive, or well, a lot more aggressive. And then shout out to Coop, he's customizing. So he does refinishing of parts and stuff. So yeah. And then so the banner, we get onto the banner. So the J's Racing banner is actually it's actually made over with EM wrap. So this is the old J's Racing style banner. They don't sell these anymore. So it's obviously a replica part, I guess if you want to call stickers replica. But I just like that style more so than the new style they have. And then the quarter panel, like the front vent, I really like because like this way you see how it kind of flows in with the fender fin. That was something that, you know, I liked a lot. And then obviously the GTs, I really liked it because of the GT sticker. And then I don't know if you can see that red valve stem cap. That was like an eBay part for like $6 because I like when you use the wheel washing, what do you call it? with the wheel cleaner, it usually eats away at the finish. So on the old raised caps that I had they were like faded. They weren't even blue anymore, which you know, sucked. But you know, like on the exterior, you can see that everything's kind of red, white, or black. So the white stickers on the side skirt to offset, because I couldn't have black stickers on there, and then the all matte black stickers on the rest of the car. It's kind of a little bit what I mean when I'm talking about keeping that color theme. And then, so actually I want a yellow tow hook for the front and the rear, I think. So I don't know if that's gonna, you know, break it up a little bit more, because that was kind of closer to the theme of my old car. But it is what it is. You know, this is the overall vibe of my car, which, you know, I think you guys are used to. And then, let me see here. So you can kind of get a better idea. And you see, like, they don't stick out too much. So shout out to Toto again for the fitment, for the placement of the vents, because I really like it where they are. And then with the taillights, I don't know why, but the AP2 taillights I liked a lot, because they're already LED and they kind of feel that JDM flow. Like the Car Shop Glow ones I really like, but I think I'd sell them. Just like I had the Depot ones and ended up selling as well. And then, like, if you guys don't know already, car's white. I do want to paint it eventually, but when I get done with the trip and everything. So it's a red interior, but it's kind of dark, and the GoPro's not going to pick up on it. Dude, someone's just blasting music. And then, so that was just kind of like a little bit about, let's see if I can stick my GoPro on here. Ooh, I can't. Oh, kind of, not really. But anyways, like, you know, just some random things. If you want to build a wide body car, you know, like I said, go that route, envision it, make sure it's something you like, and see if other people have done it yet. And so you can kind of get an idea how you want to go ahead and do it. And one thing for me for this car is that I don't think I'm going to sell this one ever, unless it's like an insane amount of money, because I didn't want to sell my old one. But obviously you guys have heard with all the shit that happened. If you haven't, then go ahead and watch this here. Okay, old BMW. And then you're gonna waste a lot of money doing it. Like, I mean, parts alone for, you know, think about it, like for this car, you buy the S2000, gotta buy the wide body for $6,000, wheels and tires for like $4,000, suspension on this car is expensive, it's like $5,000. And then obviously all your other supporting parts, like your hardtop, your hood, your mirrors, your aero. So the bill is gonna be pretty hefty. So if you're gonna do it, make sure it's a car you like. If you're doing it to do it for a show, then obviously if you get what you want from it and you get awards and that's all you want and not a monetary amount, then that's good. Make sure you just want to do it for you, you know, because what I feel like is fucked up these days is that a lot of people are doing it for the clout. They do it because they want to be famous. You know, and all the kind of like social media fame that I've kind of acquired. Something I never thought I'd acquire, you know. And then, like yesterday, I was with Toto and we were cutting the fenders, and Toto was like, you know, this is what makes you different, because you're not scared to go ahead and cut up a $6,000 body kit. And I'm just like, it's a body kit, you know. I kind of wanted to be different and look the way that, you know, that fits me. And those are really reminiscent of my old car, the way I did it, because a lot of people flip them over and have them kind of recessed into the fender, but I like having them up top to kind of match the hood lines. And that was kind of why I did it the way I did it. And there's some logos and markings on it, but, you know, fuck it. And then you'll see that I use the old hood pins and the hood light, or the trunk latches. It's just that style, that old like race car style. I kind of want to keep it that like early 2000s kind of vibe, which I kind of, you know, that kind of what puts it a little bit different, because I don't really like that. Like, I like the idea of the aero catch, but it's just, it doesn't look the way that I want it to look. It still sticks out a little bit, and that's not what I wanted. You know, shoot for gold. That's, you know, shoot for what you want, and make sure the day you get to the point where it's like you've spent all this money, that the product you have in front of you is the idea, is the, you know, is the thing that you envisioned and you imagined and what you wanted. Because it sucks to go ahead and do everything and have it sitting there and you're just like, hey, I regret that pile of shit. It's a pile of shit. It's not what I wanted. It's not what I like. So save up a little bit more for the part you want, for the parts you want, and the way you want to execute it. Don't skimp out and just be like, hey, I need wheels, so I'm just going to go get some cheap-ass wheels and get that look. Because you're just wasting time. it's a learning curve, it's a learning experience, but at the same time, like through story time, through me talking to you guys like this, I hope I'm cutting down, giving you guys shortcuts instead of, wasting all that time, money, and effort, while you can just go straight to getting what you want. There's 2 paths you can choose. So you can take the shortcut, or you can, not waste all that time and effort and money and whatever, or you can go ahead and go waste it and have it be a learning experience in itself for your, for you. That's how people grow. Sometimes people don't learn until they fuck up, and maybe that's the route you have to take. But like I said, we have advice sitting here. It's free. If you want to take it, take it. If not, just leave it be. And I kind of hope you guys like this kind of like little driving segment and talking. I don't know what the audio sounds like, but I hope you guys can kind of learn, because a lot of people don't help others kind of do their builds. Like, people are asking me what parts, this is this, what part that is, and I tell them everything, for the most part. And sometimes it's just like, dude, like, there's fucking Google. Like, I literally told you the name, just go fucking look it up. And so that's what a lot of people don't do either. They don't do own research. They always just like to ask people like the easy way out, which is not the right way. I usually don't ask someone for something unless it's like something that I really don't know how to do. I can't find any info on the internet, or I'm just not skilled enough to do it and I don't want to fuck it up. And there's a lot of friends, a lot of people that have been on Story Time have been helping me out do stuff. Like Toto's helped me with the fenders, with the little fender vents, and then Thomas is gonna help me cut my rears. And then Don's just giving me guidance, and same with Richard. And everyone has a different style, but I'm just learning, and I'm even learning and taking advice from these people, so I hopefully cut down on the routes that I have to take. Hopefully I can take the shortcut there and get where I need to be without failing and doing all those fuck ups. Really just go do what you want to do and be happy. And I think we're out.